I am coming to you this morning from my kitchen, and this is the third installment of my Fluffy Butt yarn videos, and I have got an absolutely great pattern for you to make. It is by Alexis Middleton from Persialoo, and it works great on either 6-weight yarn or yarn that you've doubled up, so stick around. So the pattern I used for these hats made from Fluffy Butt yarn all came from the blog Persialoo, which is Alexis Middleton, and this is her 30-minute chunky beanie. And I absolutely love this pattern. I have used it so many times. It works great with like a thick chunky 6-weight, or like I did for these, I doubled them up. So if you bought some Fluffy Butt yarn, or if you are just curious about wanting to make some beanies that are super easy and quick, let's get started. The first beanie I made is 100% alpaca. I wanted Erin to be able to have something other than some headbands that was 100% alpaca. So I layered all 3 strands of Fluffy Butt yarn together, the chocolate, the tan, and the natural, to give it this great look. And what I love about this particular pattern is it is super easy. You do a magic ring up here, and then it is all just a few rows of double crochets. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds, and then a couple rounds down here at the end of a single crochet. She does hers in the back loop. It kind of depends on the yarn that you're using, whether or not you want to do it in the back loop or not. These I just did the single crochets, and I have had to make a few allowances based on the yarn, how far I want it to go down. So this is from Hobby Lobby, and it is called either like Bluebird or Morning Bird, or I think there's a bird in it. I have no idea, but I swear there's a bird in the name. I got this a couple years ago during the die lot sale, and then during this past year's die lot sale, I did get a couple more skeins of it, and I can go ahead and link that video up here where I talk about that yarn. The second hat I did here is 3/4 alpaca. So I did the natural alpaca, the tan alpaca, and then I used the rest of that cotton I have that was in the color Harvest. So it was Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton Color Harvest. And this turned out really good here too. Like I said, this is 3/4 alpaca. So it's not quite as soft and not quite as warm as the other one, but she could be able to sell this maybe a little bit cheaper, or whatever she wants to do with it. But I think it turned out great. And again, this pattern I have used so many times and I love it. I have gotten a lot of compliments on this particular hat, so I wholeheartedly recommend the pattern, and I will have her blog post in her video linked below. This next hat is what I would call half and half, 50-50 as far as the alpaca goes. So I used the natural strand in this one, and I used a bulky cotton in this one from Hobby Lobby. It was part of the Yarn Bee, and I want to say it was like called Cotton XL, I believe. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it because it's very faint, but the color was confetti, and you can see it's got very pretty little dots in there. And I thought this would just be a little bit funner, but also a little more sophisticated since it wasn't so bright. An adult could definitely get by wearing this. And then the last hat I have is only 1/4 alpaca. So I made this, I was trying to use up some of the smaller increments, and this is definitely a child size, as you can see it compared to the grown-up one right here. So in this one I used that confetti cotton on the top paired with a very light pink. And then down here at the bottom is where I have more of the confetti, and I paired the lightest color of alpaca in that brim. So a child could wear this, and you know, it would be a little more affordable as well, but the brim is super soft and buttery because of that cotton in the alpaca mix right there. So this hat pattern is called the 30-minute chunky beanie, and I have to say it is true as far as I have found. It works really good for those chunky yarns or layering it with multiple strands of yarn. So I 100% give this pattern my seal of approval, and I will have that linked. And if you have gotten any of this fluffy butt yarn so far, I know Erin's had quite a few orders come in. Just wanted to say thank you for that. Let me know in the comments if you've made anything with it, or if you are like into beanie season yet. It is starting to get cool. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them down in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them. And I will have Erin's link to her Facebook page and her email down below in the description box if you are interested in getting your hands on some of this 100% alpaca yarn. I have got a whole playlist full of finished objects, just varying from wearables to home decor, and I will go ahead and link that right up here because I think you would enjoy watching that if you enjoyed this video. And if you would like to subscribe, go ahead and click on the little circle with my face on it so you can notified when all my other videos drop. But I want to thank you for talking about fluffy butt yarn, beanies, and yarn with me today.